Right now, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump both back in Wisconsin as they prepare to give dueling rallies in Milwaukee. And later, the Dane County budget moves ahead with no funding for Second Harvest Food Bank, what it means for them and those who use it moving forward. We welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Just 4 days now until the election, and it is a final push to undecided voters. And today, both Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are in Wisconsin for what could be their final visits to the Badger State before the election. News 3 Now with team coverage in the Milwaukee area at both events. But first, let's start with our political reporter, Will Keneally, who is live at Dane County Regional Airport, where the Vice President landed earlier today. Will?
Yeah, Eric, is a busy day for the Vice President, starting here in Madison, landing, as you say, in Dane County Regional Airport. Now, we were joining the traveling press pool with her, and so we got some exclusive access. For example, we got to do a little press gaggle with her, where she talked about the differences between what would be another 4 years of former President Donald Trump versus what would be 4 years of her in office. Now, she took that message to a rally in Janesville, part of these closing arguments that she is doing, both campaigns are doing as well. And she spoke at a local union hall, and she talked about that difference.
So imagine on January 20th, it's either that, him plotting over his enemies list, or me working for you on my to-do list.
Now, she said at the top of her to-do list is to bring down the cost of living. She also talked about supporting union jobs. Now, again, we're also able to speak with her on the tarmac with a little press gaggle. You can see that full gaggle up online on our socials, channel3000.com. Now, this was, again, a broad sprint for her across the state and Madison, Janesville, up to Appleton, and she will then head to Milwaukee. And that's where we find Armand Rahman ahead of the Kamala Harris event there. Armand, what are we set to expect?
Well, Will, we just got inside here, and even though Kamala Harris is set to speak in a few hours, the hall here at the State Fairgrounds is really filling up. She's here tonight to really try to mobilize young voters to vote early and then vote on November 5th. And we can see that with the star-studded lineup she has here tonight with DJ Gemini Gilly, MC Light, Glorilla, and of course remarks by Cardi B and comedic actor Keegan Michael Key. Now, obviously, this is a very blue part of the state. However, this is a suburb of Milwaukee, and suburbs are typically a more Republican-leaning area. So she's kind of eating into both camps there, trying to boost up that base of hers here in Milwaukee County. So we're going to be here throughout the night just to see her speech, see what she has to say. We'll bring you more on that tonight on News 3 Now at 10. Meanwhile, just 7 miles away in downtown Milwaukee is where we find former President Donald Trump and his visit. And that's for more on that event. Let's go over to our Jalen Banks, who's there right now live at the Pfizer Forum. Jalen, what can you tell us?
Tonight, people. Armand, for those of you in studio and at home, what could be former President Donald Trump's last rally in the Badger State just getting underway. Just behind me is WISC-TV Chairman Brian Shimmick, who's just started addressing the crowd. Now, this is, again, Trump's 8th visit to the state, visiting 7 times beforehand, reflecting just how important Wisconsin is to this year's election. Recent polling saying that on both sides of the aisle, voter enthusiasm is up. In the Marquette Law School poll, which just came out a few days ago, Vice President Harris has a very, very slight lead, 50-49 to former President Trump. Now, I was able to catch up with Senator Ron Johnson just on what he hopes this rally does and how Wisconsinites view former President Trump as we enter the last days of the election cycle.
President Trump came here literally a couple days after his assassination attempt. I'm hoping that what Americans have seen, I hope what Wisconsinites have seen, is the person that Donald Trump actually is, as opposed to the caricature that the media and, unfortunately, the Harris campaign tried to paint of him.
Like we are here in Wisconsin in the fall. Now, we'll have remarks throughout the evening from both speakers on the stage from Wisconsin and former President Trump this evening tonight at 10. On the entertainment aspect of these rallies, I'm going to hand it over to Tanasia Shaw, who's at Vice President Harris's rally. Tanasia, what can you tell us? The colors are going to change in the fall in Wisconsin.
Hey, Jalen. Yes, as you said, it's a lot of celebrity appearances that we will see tonight. Again, I am at State Fair Park in West Allis. That is in Milwaukee County, not too far from where you are, Jalen. So tonight we'll hear from a lot of people. As Armand said earlier, we will have remarks from Cardi B. We'll hear from Glorilla with the performance, Flo Milli with the performance, and we'll also see appearances from Izzy Brothers, MC Light, and more. And guess what? There is a Madison tie into all of this. So if you're watching at home, you have support right here. People who are voters in Madison have traveled all the way to Milwaukee to see VP Harris. We heard from them today.
Also, I'm just very excited to come out and support. This is my first presidential election, so, just excited to be on the campaign trail. Okay, it definitely helped. I'll give her that. Well, she ate with Glorilla, Cardi B, Flo Milli. She ate with that lineup. She did.
Yes, and that's the sentiment that I got from a lot of voters that were out here today. And there's another Madison tie. Just moments ago, I got the opportunity to talk to DJ Gemini Gilly. We'll hear from her tonight at 10. She's a UW-Madison grad, and she's from the Milwaukee area, and she has a lot to say about her performance. But there's more going on. Ellie Liberté is out in Milwaukee, downtown Milwaukee. Ellie, you told me that you got the chance to talk to supporters at Pfizer Forum, right?
And out of the way here so you can see some of the crowds that have filled up as some of the speakers are taking the stage here. Now, some of the signage we're seeing here is Wisconsin is Trump country. Now, this is all part of what his campaign is trying to do, get out that vote as these dueling rallies are going on just miles down the road from one another. You can hear the excitement here. That's the energy they're trying to keep up. They want to get out that vote. I spoke to a woman, as you said, Tanasia, this is her first Trump rally. She said she wouldn't miss it, and she's not worried about the Harris rally down the road.
I don't think that matters to me at all. I know that the people here are hardcore Trump supporters, and they want America to turn around again. They want to see what Robert Kennedy Jr., J.D. Vance, and most of all, President Trump have to say. So I think the electricity is going to be here.
Now, of course, we are still hours out from either of the presidential candidates speaking, but we will be sure to keep you updated here in Milwaukee from our crews across these locations. But for now, live at Pfizer Forum, Ellie Liberté, News 3 Now. I'll send it back to you, Eric.
All right, a big thanks to Ellie and our entire crew that is out there in Milwaukee covering these events. Well, quieter weather to start the weekend after those high winds yesterday. Let's get your first one forecast and Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex?
Eric, not a breath of wind out here on the patio as we speak right now. It's really quite peaceful, to tell you the truth. Hey, let's take a look at our temperatures right now in Madison. Temperatures have been slowly cooling on down. We're at 43. There's the affirmation of calm winds. What a difference a day makes. Last night we had those roaring winds that trick-or-treaters had to deal with. Tonight, nothing like that. Temperatures cool, but this is pleasant for what you would expect for the very beginning, the very first day of November. We'll see those temperatures in the upper 30s when you join Buddy tonight a little bit later. 57 on Saturday. If you want the sun, you got Saturday. If you like the rain and want the water, well, we've got plenty of that. That starts Saturday night going on into Sunday. Showers and a couple of isolated thunderstorms. Good chances of rain. Some of the best we've seen in months, and widespread too across all of southern Wisconsin. Saturday night going all the way into Election Day Tuesday as we press further into Saturday night and then going on into Sunday. Look at the rain go up. Did you see that yellow line there? By the time we get to Sunday late morning, expect to get wet if you don't have the umbrella. How long will you need to keep that umbrella around? Well, you'll need it on Monday and part of Election Day Tuesday. Coming up in Maine weather, I'll show you how much water we're going to get and when the water will eventually turn off on Election Day Tuesday.
All right, Alex, thank you. It's still ahead on News 3 Now at 6. The latest on a bank robbery investigation in Rock County. Plus, law enforcement looking for this woman after they say she got rid of her GPS monitoring bracelet and left home. We're back after this.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
At Gruber Law Offices, winning is no accident. Our team knows what it takes to get you the compensation you deserve. If you've been injured, call us today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
I'm a steel worker. I grew up right here on a little family farm. Trump was here campaigning with Elon Musk. Now there's a prime example of who he keeps close. Donald Trump cares about his billionaire friends. He's just going to turn around and give them more tax breaks. But Kamala Harris is fighting for the working class. She'll make billionaires pay their fair share. That way, working people get a fair shot. Elon Musk is voting for his money, and I'm voting for mine. And I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Next January, one of us will be president. If it's Donald Trump, he will wake up every day and stew over his enemies list. That will help no one. If I am president, I'll be focused on my to-do list for you, the American people. I'll cut costs by cracking down on corporate price gouging, make housing more affordable, lower taxes for middle-class families, and protect Social Security. I will focus on getting things done. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message. Let's get to work.
We know what Joan Ballwig wants to do. Ban abortion and birth control. That's it. That's her plan. Sarah Kieski is focused on bringing costs down, and she has real plans to lower the cost of healthcare and housing, prescription drugs, and to cut your taxes. So if you want a candidate focused on banning abortion and birth control, that's Joan Ballwig. For everyone else, there's Sarah Kieski. She's running for state senate to finally bring costs down.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
I am a strong believer in pro-life. I am totally opposed to abortion.
Eric Hovde supports abortion bans. Republican extremists in the Senate already want to ban abortion nationwide. No exceptions for rape or incest. They want more anti-abortion judges, and to even make birth control and IVF illegal.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
We can't trust Eric Hovde.
I'm asking you to put your vote in for Trump. I want to make America healthy again, and so does President Trump. He's going to be relying on me to help clean up that corruption. President Trump needs to win in a landslide, both in the Electoral College and in the popular vote. He can't do that unless my supporters join him. President Trump has asked me to work on all these issues with him. The only way that that's going to happen if President Trump gets elected.
Maha Alliance is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Election 2024 reaches the finish line, and News 3 Now is your local source on election night. Our team brings you continuous coverage Tuesday on WISC-TV, Television Wisconsin, channel3000.com, and channel 3000 Plus. You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Right now, Beloit police are investigating a bank robbery. Police say a man entered a bank on Cranston Road Wednesday afternoon, allegedly threatened to use force, took cash and left. Police say no one was hurt. However, they didn't say how much money was stolen. At this time, police don't have a description of the suspect. Anyone with information is asked to contact Greater Beloit Area Crime Stoppers, 608-362-7463. An arrest warrant is out for a Madison woman who allegedly altered her GPS monitoring bracelet and left her home. The 23-year-old is serving a 7-month jail sentence after pleading guilty in May to 4 felony counts of retail theft. Anya Jefferson was granted Huber privileges and was serving her sentence through the Dane County Jail diversion program. On Thursday, deputies learned Jefferson left her home and did not answer any attempts from deputies to contact her. Anyone with any knowledge of her whereabouts is asked to call the number there at the bottom of your screen. Still more ahead on News 3 Now at 6. After the break, Second Harvest Food Bank left out of the newly approved Dane County budget, what it means for them and how they plan to move forward. Plus, could we see rain on Election Day? Alex returns a complete look at your forecast when we come back.
Rebecca Cook believes our parents and grandparents should be able to age with dignity. In Congress, she'll vote to strengthen Social Security and Medicare by repealing the tax on benefits, lowering the eligibility age for Medicare, and allowing Medicare to negotiate lower drug costs so our seniors get the prescription drugs they need at prices they can afford. Rebecca Cook, a homegrown Wisconsinite who fights for what's right. Project 218 is responsible for the content of this ad.
I'm running for the Senate because I love our country, but sometimes I don't recognize it anymore. What is right has become wrong, and what is wrong has become right. Politicians like Tammy Baldwin have led us down the wrong path. It doesn't have to be this way. We can lower the cost of food and medicine, close our border, and stop the flow of deadly drugs. Let's work together to restore the American dream and give our children a brighter future. I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message, and I'm asking for your vote.
The problem with Todd Novak? He voted with his extreme party leaders 100% of the time, like voting against lower prescription prices. And Todd Novak authored the law to ban abortion in Wisconsin, with no exceptions for rape and incest. Todd Novak is with the extremists 100%, and he's hurting Wisconsin. Elizabeth Grabe will defend abortion rights, get more police funding, and bring down costs. Elizabeth Grabe for Assembly.
With high inflation, working families like mine are hurting, and Kamala Harris helped create this mess. Now, while Americans struggle, Kamala spent our tax dollars putting illegal immigrants up in hotel rooms, and she supported spending our tax dollars to give illegals sex changes. It's not just liberal, it's insane. Kamala Harris can never, ever be our president.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Under Kamala, there's been a big hike in Medicare premiums. Social Security benefits don't go far with Kamala's inflation slamming seniors. Now Kamala wants struggling seniors to pay more Social Security taxes, while she gives Medicare and Social Security to illegals. That will doom Medicare. President Trump will make sure no one cuts Medicare or Social Security. Trump lowered Medicare premiums, and he'll end the tax on Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
I'm Tara, a nurse here in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions. He means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And there are forces in Washington who want to pass a nationwide ban on abortion. And if Hovde gets elected, I worry he'll support that ban that could turn nurses like me into criminals. We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
I've lost track of how many ugly lies Eric Hovde's told about me, and honestly, I've had enough. But I have faith in the people of Wisconsin. You know I've spent my career fighting to keep American jobs from going overseas, working to crack down on fentanyl and lower the cost of prescription drugs. No billionaire California banker can lie enough to change that. I'm Tammy Baldwin. I've dedicated my life to fighting for Wisconsin, and that's why I approve this message.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
In 2025, the Dane County 2025 budget has been officially approved now, but the leaders of one community organization are wondering why they didn't get a share of that budget. Our Maddie Heimsch has more.
Dane County officials said they had to prioritize the, quote, most urgent needs of the community when crafting the 2025 budget. But Second Harvest Food Bank says those they serve face urgent needs every day.
Our community members, our neighbors are going to see less food at home.
Michelle Orgay, president and executive director of Second Harvest, says she's not sure how the organization will continue operations without the funding they've become accustomed to.
How am I going to tell 250 folks that they can't have the milk that they need for their family? And for those families who are going home without that food, it's toughest on them to not be able to provide that for their kids.
With federal pandemic aid running out, Dane County officials say this year's allocations are on a cost to continue basis for county needs, meaning they couldn't replace the federal funds that had been going to Second Harvest. But Orgay says she wishes the county would have looked towards other sources of funding.
We knew that the federal pandemic funding was going to be going away. So did Dane County.
The county has never funded the food bank directly. And while Miles says he empathizes with organizations like Second Harvest set to lose their pandemic relief dollars, there's not much the county can do.
Even if we could provide the funding to Second Harvest that they need, it would mean that we'd be cutting existing services and staffing.
Prior to the pandemic, Second Harvest distributed around 750,000 pounds of food each month. Now they surpass 2 million pounds a month regularly.
Unfortunately, with our limited resources, and it simply isn't enough to meet those persistent needs.
Reporting in Madison, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Could see the return of rain at the start of next week. Alex now with our complete forecast.
Eric, for sure, the more rain is on the way to southern Wisconsin. We could use the drops. Some places didn't see any rain at all. Our friends in Beloit reporting out of the rain that we just got, a trace. But Beloit, I got a lot more rain in the forecast for you. And it's not raining out there now. It's calm. The winds are calm. 43 degrees here. Beautiful sky cam image right here on a wonderful Friday evening in southern Wisconsin. Planning our evening, temperatures will continue to dip down. We'll be in the upper 30s when you join Buddy at the 10 o'clock newscast. So this is what we should be experiencing this time of year in southern Wisconsin. A beautiful fall scene here in our Dodgeville Skycam, not moving like it was last night with all those gusty winds. And I'm going to just step away for a brief moment here. Why don't you enjoy that sunset there in our Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam? A gorgeous end to the week after a pretty stormy week. But let's carry forth here and take a look at tonight's forecast with those temperatures dipping down into the lower 30s across southern Wisconsin. This is where we should be for this time of year across the area. As we move further into Saturday, our temperatures will then eventually get to right around 55 to 60 degrees out there. So a nice day. This is a bit above normal for this time of year across the area, but it's not 80 degrees, but it's still a warm temperatures for what we'd expect for the very beginning of November. Moderate drought, severe drought. You're probably wondering, well, why are we still under this severe drought conditions and moderate drought conditions? It's because, well, we just got that rainfall and it takes about a week for that drought monitor to update. Showers will be moving in on Sunday. Could see a couple of thunderstorms as we carry forth further on Sunday. Look at this as we go into Monday, on and off showers and storms across the area. Winds out of the south, though. You see those lines moving from south to north. We have a warm front moving through. It'll be a warm day on Monday, even though it will be raining. More showers and a couple of thunderstorms carrying on into Tuesday, 6 a.m. If you're going to be early outdoor voting, just be prepared. You're going to need some form of umbrella or maybe a slicker as we carry on into the noon hour. Still looking at rain showers across the area, maybe a clap of thunder, but as we go into the afternoon and especially the evening hours, things will clear out eventually on Election Day. This is just updated here. 1 to 3 inches of rain still expected across much of southern Wisconsin. Best chances, I said Beloit, friends in Beloit, look at that, 2 to 3 inches. A distinct possibility south and east of Madison, but all of southern Wisconsin is looking like they're going to see this widespread rain event. Following the rain, ending Election Day Tuesday afternoon, we'll go into a stretch of fall-like weather with temperatures where they should be for this time of year and perhaps another weather system in the following weekend.
And coming up in sports, Wisconsin women's hockey skated by St. Cloud State with ease. How the Badgers move to 11-0. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I'm Joan Balwig, and I'm here to set the record straight. I support birth control, the life and health of mothers, extending postpartum care, and fertility treatments, including IVF. I'm Joan Balwig. I have always fought for Wisconsin moms, and I always will.
We count on gasoline to power our cars, our tractors, our way of life. So why is a city slicker from Miami, Elizabeth Crappie, okay banning gas-powered vehicles? Extremists like Crappie want to eliminate fossil fuels, robbing hard-working families, farmers, and small businesses of their vehicles. Miami Liz's radical ideas hurt our families and our main streets. Don't let Crappie get away with it. Born and raised right here. Todd Novak is our independent voice for common sense, protecting our way of life.
We know what Joan Balwig wants to do. Ban abortion and birth control. That's it. That's her plan. Sarah Kieski is focused on bringing costs down, and she has real plans to lower the cost of healthcare and housing, prescription drugs, and to cut your taxes. So if you want a candidate focused on banning abortion and birth control, that's Joan Balwig. For everyone else, there's Sarah Kieski. She's running for state senate to finally bring costs down.
I, Kamala J.D. Harris, do solemnly swear.
Kamala swore an oath, but Kamala created crisis after crisis. Our troops murdered, an open border, crime in our streets, skyrocketing costs, assassination attempts, Americans abandoned during disasters, and we're on the brink of World War III. A broken oath and a broken America. Kamala can't be trusted in the Oval Office. Vote for President Trump and save America. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You have a clear choice in this election. Senator Baldwin is a 38-year career politician. I'm a businessman and job creator. She supports taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. I'll close the border. Tammy wants to put guys and girls sports in their bathrooms. I'll protect our daughters. Senator Baldwin abuses the political system. I'll fight the corruption. I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I'd be honored to have your vote.
Sarah Kieski, she supports lifting revenue limits, allowing property tax rates to skyrocket unchecked. Kieski's backers want to ban natural gas to heat our homes, driving utility bills through the roof. That's Kieski's record, expensive and extreme.
The big question heading into Sunday's showdown against the Lions is, who will be under center for the Packers, Jordan Love or backup QB Malik Willis? Now, Love is dealing with a groin injury he suffered against the Jaguars that kept him out of the second half last week. Good news for Green Bay's QB1, he's listed as questionable after practicing for the second straight day. For the third time this season, Wisconsin women's hockey is skating in a top 10 matchup. The first two went the way of the Badgers in dominating sweeps. Mark Johnson's squad looking to go 3 for 3 this time. It's against St. Cloud State. And the Badgers couldn't have asked for a better start in this one. First 3 shots of the game all found the back of the net. This one deflected in by Layla Edwards to add to her nation-leading tally. That makes it 3-0, but they weren't done. Later in the first period, Caroline Harvey goes corner pocket where Mama keeps those cookies. Captain KK makes it 4-0. Wisconsin goes on to win 6-0 the final. Well, here's your final reminder to check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle with CJ Williams. Show starts in just a few minutes right here on News 3 Now. And check out Wisconsin's Bob Liking. All this man does is win Big Ten championships. The senior dominated the field in the conference's cross-country championships, winning his 4th straight title by nearly 8 seconds. As a team, the Badgers claim their 7th straight Big Ten title. And tonight is level 2 of the high school football playoffs. Andrew and I will have highlights of a handful of games coming up tonight at 10 during the final drive. Got a cold.
A little cool out there, but hey, at least there's no gale force winds like we had yesterday.
Or snow.
Or snow.
Or no snow, yes. Pretty nice night overall for this time of year. We got a beautiful day on Saturday in Taft. Highs in the upper 50s. I'm so used to saying upper 60s. Upper 50s, but that's still above normal for this time of year. And then we've got the rain machine that's going to turn on across southern Wisconsin for days. Sunday, Monday, going on into the first part of Election Day Tuesday. I was just mentioning a little bit earlier in Maine weather. After the rain gets going on Sunday, and as we carry on through the rest of this week, the rain should turn off late Election Day Tuesday afternoon.
All right, Alex, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6. Have a great evening, and we'll be back here tonight for News 3 Now at 10 and the final drive.